Hey, you're back at the MWOD. This is the special Oakland Airport edition. Okay, so I've been scheming this, and tomorrow I've got to pull sumo, and I'm going to have deadlift from this kind of weak position for me. And one of the things that happens is that when I pull sumo in this bad position, I find that, man, I am limited at the adductor position. This isn't so undifferent than kind of working at kind of this peak external rotation. One of the things that the West Side guys are really good at is really being able to externally rotate the legs and maintain a strong back. In fact, talking with Mike Bergner and Coach Bergner the other night, talked about how literally being able to drive the knees out was how he would coach his athletes to set the back. So we're going to try to do that same thing. So in this kind of turned out position, I really need to be able to drive my knees out and squeeze my butt so I can bring my hips to the bar. But I'm going to find that my hamstrings or my medial adductors are pretty limited. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and present this to you guys. I'm not a big fan of need to work on the splits. I don't think we need to hit that position very often. Usually ends up leaving athletes a little bit too vulnerable unless we build position. But I'm going to lift tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and have an exposure tonight. What I'm going to do is take a really long, wide stance position. I'm going to get myself into a good position in front. I'm going to squeeze my legs and flex and contract. And I'm going to go ahead and work on this splits position. Only for a couple minutes though. So we're going to go 10 seconds on, being tight as we can. And I'm just going to, actually, change my mind. We're just going to hang out here. And I want you guys to just be active working on the splits position. Try to get your feet turned forward. We're only going to do 2 minutes of this. I don't want to freak out your adductors. Belly needs to be tight, and we're hanging tough, okay? And the idea here is I'm going to really smoke those adductors so that when I pull sumo tomorrow, I will be in a good position, okay? So that's homework number one. Homework number two today is that I want to go ahead and spend some time in my Paleo chair, trademark TM. And what I'm going to do though is we're going to add a variation to this bottom position squat. If you're a stud, you can reach over, internally rotate your arm, and hook your elbow in internal rotation. Check it. Oh wait, that means I'm a stud? No. What I want you to do is we're going to actually take a few steps here, and I'm going to go ahead and practice taking 40 steps. So I'm just going to rock side to side. That's 3, that's 4, and what I do is I keep keeping the knee out. I'm driving the knee across. 5, 6. I'm at the limits of my hip capsules here. I'm going to keep taking little steps. I'm not trashing my meniscus in this horrible position. Knees out. 7. Taking little steps. If I need to stretch out of it, I can. Come back in. 8, 9. And then, because I'm still thinking about lateral hamstring, I'm going to go ahead and throw my hip up on the table and do this lateral piece where I really smoke the lateral hamstring. So I'm in this position where the leg is turned out from my body. And I'm going to do the best I can to just stretch the same hamstring. Instead of being in a normal hamstring stretching position, I'm going to go ahead and bias that hamstring into leg out. I know we don't have anyone filming us today. Those are the 3 pieces of homework. So let's do a kind of a 2 minutes of an isometric shutdown in that adducted position. A mini splits piece, not too long. You won't freak out. You won't tear anything. Let's take 40 steps, 40 steps in that squat, kind of working open that hip. Let's go ahead and stretch that lateral hamstring and be ready to go tomorrow, all right? By the way, good luck on barbells for boobs. You guys are going to kick butt. I'll talk to you tomorrow.